you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am finally getting around to filming this update. I've kind of just been putting it off for the last couple of weeks. In my last video, I had said that it was going to go up last week. I never got around to it. It is what it is. This has been a hard video to make. So I'm finally sitting down to actually talk about it. I've kind of gathered my emotions. I'm going to try not to get emotional in this video or cry. But it is just one of those hard videos to make, but I feel like I wanted to give an update about what's been going on. I went back and forth for a couple of weeks now about what I actually want to share on here because it's very personal, but I also feel like it's a very taboo subject that just isn't talked about enough. But I think so many women, so many couples go through this, and I just want to try to be open about it, but we'll see what I actually end up sharing in this video. It's just very, very personal, and it's also very hard to talk about still. So I guess I'll start back at the beginning, but back in 2020, I guess it was, we decided to try for baby number 3. We kind of thought that we were done at 2 kids, but we did decide that we wanted 1 or 2 more, and we decided to start trying. Luckily, we did get pregnant right away, and we were super excited. It felt right. It definitely felt like the timing was right in our life, like when the due date was, and just everything like that. Everything felt so good, so right. With my other 2 pregnancies, when I got pregnant, I was super scared of having a miscarriage. It was just something that, you know, it's common. I've always feared it. I think it's a very normal fear to have as a mom and a woman. But this time around, I wasn't scared. I felt like this baby was gonna stick and we were good, and I felt really good about the pregnancy. I had symptoms and everything seemed to be going along really good. And then one day I just started bleeding, and my husband was very, if you know my husband, he's very positive and upbeat. That's just his personality. I tend to look a little bit more at the negative and the harsh reality. I knew that I had never bled on a pregnancy before, and I was early enough where it was to me it was very obvious that I was miscarrying. So I contacted my doctor and I went in and no baby. So we lost that one, and that was back in January. I'm gonna try not to get emotional as I go through this. It's a really hard thing to talk about still. Even though it's been some time, it's still really, really hard, which is why I've put off filming this for so long, while I kind of gather my emotions as best as I can. I think it's always gonna be painful to talk about, hard to talk about, but I also want to share what is going on and where I've been. And I think so many women go through this, and there's just not enough support out there, and it's hard. So the first miscarriage was back in January. Everything happened naturally, which I was thankful for. If I had to pick a way to have a miscarriage, I was very thankful that I didn't have to go in for a D&C or anything like that. So that was like middle of January, and my doctor did clear us to try again right away if we wanted to, so that's what we did. So we waited until everything was good, we got the all clear, and then we did try again, and luckily we did get pregnant again right away. And I was terrified, like it just, understatement of the century. I was very, 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 very scared. I mean, anytime you get pregnant, I feel like it's scary, but especially after having a miscarriage, and they were very, very close together too. So it's just scary. I definitely feel like I didn't let myself get super excited about the pregnancy. I didn't know if it was gonna stick, even though I knew that the chances of having a healthy pregnancy after a miscarriage is very, very high. Like the great majority of women go on to have healthy babies, healthy pregnancies, and I don't know, I felt like we would, because we've had 2 other healthy-ish pregnancies. You guys probably don't remember, I had a video up on my channel like probably 2 years ago now where I talked about my son's birth story, and that's like a whole thing in itself. But long story short, we almost lost my son when I was 36 weeks pregnant with him. He basically probably would have been stillborn had I not went in when he did. He just like stopped moving. Couldn't get him to move at all. We went in, got an ultrasound done, and they basically took him out immediately via C-section. So that's kind of the story there. So we've had 2 healthy-ish pregnancies, but we never did find out what happened with my son in that pregnancy, and if it was an issue with him or with me, with the placenta, with the umbilical cord, like we will never know. So that has been something that has weighed on me, like with my daughter's pregnancy and with both of these miscarriages as well. But I definitely feel like I did not let myself get attached to the second pregnancy, and we lost that one too. And I'm not going to get into details. It's still really, really fresh, but we lost that baby, and that's where we're at now. The second miscarriage was a lot harder on me physically as well as just like emotionally. I've been dealing with a lot of different weird symptoms since then. It's been like 2.5, coming up on 3 weeks since the actual miscarriage. I've been dealing with really, really bad headaches, like very bad. This is actually my first day that I haven't had a really bad headache. So that's been something really weird. I don't know if it's just my hormones have been going through a lot the last couple of months, and it finally caught up to me. I also deal with TMJ. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It just has to do with like your jaw tension. When I get stressed, when I get anxious, it tends to flare up. So that could be another cause of the headaches. So that has been something that's been going on. And then I never got tested to see if I was anemic, but just based on symptoms, I kind of can tell. I did have a little bit more blood loss with the second miscarriage. When I did go into the doctor, my blood pressure was on the lower side. All of those things kind of indicate blood loss, anemia, yada, yada, yada. So I've just been trying to like eat lots of iron-rich foods, bring that up, and hope everything goes back to normal. But I've been a little bit dizzy and just having some other weird symptoms. So that is also part of the reason why I haven't been posting, in addition to just like the emotions and everything that's been going on. I haven't physically been feeling very good as well. So that has also contributed to everything. I'm sure you guys are probably wondering if we're going to try again, if we're not. And honestly, I don't know. We're both my husband and I are very torn on this. We're gonna give it quite a bit of time. I know I don't want to go through like the thought of even going through another miscarriage anytime close to this. I need some time before I can handle that. If that were to happen again, I need some more time to heal from it physically and emotionally. I feel like I just need to get myself feeling better. So please don't be asking in the comments or making assumptions like, oh, you're pregnant again, yada, 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 because I can pretty much guarantee you again, if we do decide to try for another one, it won't be for a while. We both need time to heal, time to think. And after all this, I kind of just want to enjoy the summer with our 2 kids and try and bring a lot of joy back into our life that this has kind of drained out of my husband and I. He's doing really good with everything. He's handled both of the miscarriages, I think, a lot better than I have, which I feel like that's pretty typical when it comes to this because, you know, it happens in my body. It's just brought up a lot of the trauma from my son's birth, which was very traumatic, definitely like the hardest day of my life. It was a hard day. So it's brought up a lot of feelings from that, and also since we never found a cause of what happened at the end of his pregnancy, it makes me wonder if there's something in my body that is not responding well to pregnancy. My daughter's pregnancy, she's our second baby if you're new here, and her pregnancy was healthy. Everything went perfect, but I definitely wonder if something is going on in my body that's like I'm not keeping these pregnancies for some reason. Is there a clotting disorder? Is there a hormone thing going on? I just don't know. And the unknown is really scary, and that's what I've been trying to just work through, and I'm not gonna know why this happened. It could just be a total fluke and we just had really bad luck, and it was 2 random chromosomal abnormalities. They happen. The great majority of miscarriages are from chromosomal issues, and I know that, which is why I've always been afraid of miscarriage. It's common, but having 2 miscarriages back to back is a much lower possibility than having just one random miscarriage, and that's kind of why I think something more could be wrong, but again, we won't know. And that's the hard thing that I've been trying to process. I feel like the first carriage, I was much more emotional about it. I was pregnant for longer. I felt more that pregnancy. And this second miscarriage has just been a lot more physically harder on me. Obviously, it's been very emotional, but I think more than anything, it's just put a lot of questions in our minds that is something wrong with me, with my husband. Are we just not meant to have another one? Are we maybe just not supposed to have another one right now? Is this God's way of just telling us that like now isn't the right time for whatever reason? We feel like we're good, we feel like we're ready, but maybe, you know, he knows better what's coming than we do, and for right now maybe we're just not supposed to have one. So I think we just have a lot of questions that we're sorting through right now. And through everything that has been going on through the last couple of months, my anxiety has been really high. I've talked about this in the past. I do deal with pretty, I don't want to say severe anxiety, but it's definitely moderate. Like it's not great. I've been working on it for years now. It started after having kids, after kind of my son's trauma with his birth and all of that. It was a lot, and my anxiety has been bad ever since then. So that has been something that I've been trying to deal with through this whole process, and I've just been trying to do a lot of work on myself through this situation to make sure that I'm really okay before moving on from it, because in the past I have tended to brush things under the rug and then they come back later in the form of anxiety because I don't really deal with everything up front. So this time I'm trying very hard to deal with what is going on, let myself feel the emotions before I really like move on and try and let go. I'm trying to let myself go through it instead of just distracting myself with YouTube and other things in my life. I'm trying to let myself go through all of the grieving and the healing and all of that needs to happen, and just making sure that I'm okay before I move on. And that's a huge part of the reason why I've been absent on YouTube. It would have been much easier for me to throw myself back into YouTube and distract my brain and distract my body, but I've just been trying to really heal this time and make sure I'm okay. I've been doing a lot of reading, just self-care, really making sure I'm good. I actually have a book. Where is that book? I read this one recently. I read this book recently. It's a really good one. If you have anxiety, this is a really good book to read. It's Anxiety, Panicking About Panic. I can link it below. It's just off of Amazon. Really good about teaching about anxiety, the causes of it, how to combat it. So that is kind of what I have been working on, just really making sure that my self-care is good and that I am good before coming back to YouTube completely. So with all of that being said, I am coming back to YouTube. This is kind of my first video back. I know I've been super MIA over the past couple of weeks, really random videos. So my plan is to come back as normal as possible, as long as I'm good and doing well. My plan is to post 2 videos a week, and that honestly might stay my upload schedule. I feel like in my time off, I've realized that I need to have more downtime in my life, in my marriage, with my family. I'm just go all the time when I'm doing 3 videos a week. So my plan is to come back with 2 videos a week. So I'm definitely gonna do a Sunday video. I'm just not sure about the other day. It might be Friday, it might be Wednesday, it might be Tuesday, it might be Thursday. Let me know down in the comments if you guys like prefer, like what other day you prefer for the second video. For sure gonna be Sunday though, because I know you guys like Sunday videos. I like Sunday videos. So that is going to be kind of like what my schedule looks like, but definitely let me know a day if you have a recommendation or if there's a day that you want to see one. Also, if you have video requests, I've kind of been feeling like I actually want to start filming again. It's just been hard for me to pick up a camera when I haven't been feeling super great, but I'm definitely physically I'm feeling a lot better now, and emotionally I'm doing so much better. I don't want you guys to worry about me. I really am doing okay, but I did kind of want to share a little part of my story, our story, because I feel like this isn't talked about enough. It's something really hard to go through. And I hate that it's a taboo topic. If you are a friend or a family and you're watching this video and you had no clue that all of this has been going on, I'm sorry you're finding out this way. It's hard to talk about it. It's hard to have this conversation over and over again. It's hard to call someone up and say, hey, I just had 2 miscarriages. Like it's not a conversation you want to have. So if you are a friend or a family and you're watching this and you're finding out this way, please don't take it personally. It's just very hard to have this conversation a bunch of times, but it's also something, it's not a secret. I hate that miscarriage is so commonly a secret. It's never something I wanted to be a secret, but it's one of those weird things that after you lose a pregnancy and a baby and nobody knew about it, you're like grieving in silence and nobody knows, but it feels weird to tell somebody you were pregnant but now you're not. It's a very weird feeling that you would only understand if you've been through a miscarriage. It's just something that nobody wants to go through, but it happens. It's common. 2 back-to-back has just been a doozy, so I'm making sure that I'm good, but my plan is to come back better than ever, have my normal content. So that is what you guys can expect from me in like the next coming weeks. I'm really gonna try hard to do 2 videos a week, but yeah, let me know down in the comments what days you want videos posted other than Sunday. Let me know the other day, but that is going to be it for today's video. There's my little update. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you. I share a lot of cooking content, really quick and easy recipes, crock-pot dinners, things like that over here. So if that is something that you're interested in, make sure you're subscribed, and I will catch you all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.